Well, Colin and Miranda, we're on the 7:15 second date update. Miranda had some definite hesitations about going on another date with Colin because she didn't want to complicate her kid's life. Had nothing to do with dating. It had something to do with what he does for a living. Well, Colin said, no, this is actually going to help your kid. Let us know what you think. Leave a comment and tell me if you agree of the outcome. Now, that was Lana throwing something away in the background. All right, leave a comment.
Well, Colin says he listens to the show. He has heard guys on here saying, oh, nothing happened, or I didn't talk about anything crazy, and he hears a lot of the mistakes people make.
Right, and I asked him straight up, all right, did you have any of those conversations?
Right.
Just something that you're like, maybe we shouldn't have gone down this road, and he's like, no.
Yeah. So we were able to get Miranda on the phone. Let's just ask her straight up what's going on here, okay? Kevin, thank you. She's on hold, right?
Yes,
okay.
she is.
All right, Miranda?
Hi, yeah.
Hey, Miranda, I think you talked to Kevin off the air, and he kind of told you what we wanted to talk to you about on the air. Is that all right?
Yeah, I guess that's fine. I've never done this before, but
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I appreciate it, and we want to see if we could talk to you about a date you went on. Do you think maybe you know who we're talking about?
I have a pretty strong hunch. So,
Okay.
yeah, I think, yeah.
We're talking about Colin. He said you guys met on Hinge. He had a lot of nice things to say about you. He said you guys actually had a great date, and he said that you obviously checked all the boxes for him. You guys had a lot in common, and he was really interested in seeing you again. And we're just trying to figure out what happened. Was there something that he did? Was he rude? Like, what happened here? Like, why have you not gotten back to him?
I think he's maybe leaving out an important part of, the story, though. Did he mention to you guys, like, what he does for a living at all, or?
No. What does he do for a living?
So he's a school counselor, a guidance counselor.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, it's a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I admire the work that they do. The only thing is, he is a counselor at my son's school.
Oh. He's the school counselor at your son's school right now?
Yeah.
All right, well, don't put a school out there. Don't put a school
Can
name
I
out
ask
there.
how old your son is?
Yeah, I'll just say he's in junior high. That's it.
Okay,
junior high.
Okay,
But,
gotcha.
yeah, so I kind of mentioned to him, I was like, oh, that kind of seems like a conflict of interest. Like, I feel this kind of makes me feel a little uncomfortable now. It's not his fault. It's not my son's fault. It's just kind of a bummer, And he kind of made, like, comments like, oh, well, I'll watch out for him. I'll make sure he's doing well and all this stuff. And that's the exact thing I do not want. Like, I don't want my kid to experience any kind of favoritism. I don't want him, God forbid, like, it got out that he and I were dating, and then my son's gonna get made fun of, and that can be scarring for years. And I just, I don't know if I want to pick up my kids from school and then also see the person I'm dating at the same time.
Well, Miranda, let's hold up for a second. Does Colin does Colin deal with your son now, or you just know that he works at the same school?
No, but he made comments like, "Oh, I'll keep a special eye on him," and it was obviously a very nice gesture. But that's just, it's exactly what I don't want. Like, my kid gets good grades, he's doing well. If he needs support, I get it for him. I don't want, and I also don't want him to be like, oh, well, my mom's dating a counselor, so this is my get out of jail free card either, 'cause
Right.
he's a little mischievous that way. So it just
totally
seems like I don't want to mix the two worlds together, and I care more about my son's well-being than my own dating life, honestly. So
You're a good
I
mom.
just kind of, just
Right.
feel weird about it.
Right. Well, here's the deal. Miranda, we actually have Colin on the phone right now. And no, we did not know that he was a counselor at your son's school, but I want to bring him back on, kind of get his take on this. So, Colin, you heard what she had to say and some of her concerns. What do you want to say to that?
Well, it's exactly like she said. It's not like I threatened to do anything wrong. All I said was, I look after the child because that's my job. I look after all the kids at my school. And, if they get into trouble, I'm there to help them through it or, come to a safe conclusion.
And I appreciate that, but I don't want him to experience any kind of favoritism or feel weird, or maybe because we were dating, maybe he does have a problem and then feels like he can't come to you because he feels weird that we were dating. I feel like it would just muddy the waters too much, and I feel really uncomfortable about it. And I can tell you have a good heart, and I know it's not coming from a bad place. I just think it could just really lead to some pretty uncomfortable situations, and I'd rather just nip it in the bud and just not move forward with this.
I mean, Colin, can you kind of see what she's talking about? I mean, her son goes to the school. Maybe one of his buddies finds out that, oh, your mom's dating Mr. So-and-so. You know, that could be kind of an uncomfortable situation for, Miranda's son.
I mean, but if there was any kind of uncomfortableness, he could come and talk to me. I'm not just, in that situation. I'm not just dating his mom. It's literally my job to help students, any student, through this kind of situation.
I feel like you're not understanding where I'm coming from or what I'm saying. Like, of course that's your job, but like, why create a problem in the first place when we don't need to create one? And he has no idea I went on a date with you, and I'm going to keep it that way. So I don't want to put him in an uncomfortable situation, and I also feel uncomfortable, and I don't want to put myself in an uncomfortable situation. So, you were a great guy. We had a great time, but I think we kind of just need to go to our separate ways.
I think you're being really dismissive. That's a very small-minded mindset to just, assume that if, one thing doesn't go the exact way you want it to, that it's not going to work out. I mean, if
okay, well, now you're just being condescending. I don't think I'd be small-minded. I think I'm looking at the bigger picture, and I'm trying to protect my kid is what I'm doing.
Yeah, let me jump in here real quick. Miranda, I think you've made your decision. I totally understand what you're saying. You're putting your kid first. There is 100% you're going to parent the way you want to parent, and I don't disagree with what you're having to say by any means. And Colin, I think you just got to respect that. She said you're a great guy, but, I wish you luck, and I think it's great that you are a school counselor. And Miranda, you sound like a great mom.
Yeah,
and
thanks for putting your kid
Thank
first.
you.
Yeah,
That's
I think
awesome.
a great mom. So I appreciate your time as well. I know this kind of can be uncomfortable, but thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. And I wish Colin the very best. So
Right. There you go, Colin. I appreciate your time as well, man. Oh, well, I guess he's gone. I needed a counselor. Anyway, all right. Hit us up. Do you think it was a good idea for her to just say, yeah, I'm good with this? Or do you think she should have given Colin another chance? We want to know. 800-992-1099, 800-992-1099. Hit us up.